Good evening, everybody. Sorry for the problem. Technical difficulties. I had to restart my computer. So sorry for the problems. Today is Sunday, October 25th, and it is 9 o'clock. That means one thing: it is time to get started. I'm going to go to share screen. And also, I am trying to keep this at about 30 minutes tonight. Actually, every night I try. So, but I end up, Akbar, at 35, 40, or even 45 or 50 minutes. So tonight we will try to be around 30 to 35 minutes. All righty, I'm going to go to my PowerPoint presentation. Let's go. And as you know, I start every week with let's get started. Vamos começar. And the get always confuses everybody. So let's get started. And we're going to go directly to our PowerPoint presentation. Let's take, vamos dar uma olhada. Vamos dar uma olhada at creation from a different perspective. All right, let's take a look here. First, as you know, we have stuff, coisas, pertences. We have bold. Bold is new text. Anything that is new according to two of my classes, my Tuesday and Thursday and Friday classes. These will be new to you, hopefully. Maybe not, I hope not. But for many of you, all of this is new text, maybe. And maybe some people, none of this is new text. So please be patient. All right. Italics will be the prepositions. The asterisk will be the adverbs with LEY, and you'll see they're almost the same in Portuguese and English. Brackets will be the third column, terceira coluna dos verbos. And the red letters, these are important. And for Bruno William, we will reach these here in a few weeks, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. These are any, some, no, and every. So any, qualquer, some, alguns, no, nenhum, nenhuma, and every, todos, sometimes todo. Então, and then the blue letters. These are essential words, palavras essenciais. And then we're going to have, oh, by the way, the blue letters will be the essential words for the next level. Intermediantes, if that word exists, we need these words. And then the underline are the keywords. These are the keywords to get better. What do we have? We have that's why. That's why, por isso tonight, and also instead, ao invés de. Then at least, pelo menos. These are 3 very important words here. And then the gerunds. I'm going to include the gerunds every week because they're everywhere. I can't avoid using the gerunds. So there is one gerund I just used. Now posso evitar usar. I can't avoid using the gerunds. Então, after a preposition, the verb is gerúndio. Ando, indo in Portuguese? Tem ing, but it is not a verb. Remember, gerúndios are not verb. Gerunds are not verbs in English. The subject or object can have a gerund and the adjective. We will look at that. I think I have 1 or 2 tonight. And then after certain verbs like avoid using, evitar, avoid using. Então, now we're going to go directly to vocabulary tonight. Take place. Now, this is an old verb. We looked at this maybe a month or 2 ago. Take place is acontecer, but it's more of a formal event. The game will take place at, I don't know any of the stadiums. Arena Corinthians, that's an easy one. Allianz Park. São Paulo Stadium, I don't know. So any of those places, the game will take place, acontecer. Now, blind is cego. Maybe I should put Sega because that's my wife. She was when she married me. Okay. Então, then we have basket. Basket is cesta. Cesta. Be careful with this word. It's a physical basket. Cesta básica, we wouldn't say basket of basic things. Basket, maybe that might work, but and for everyday situations, no. So be careful with cesta. Então, theory, teoria. I hope I said that right. I'm always confused with teoria. Theory in English, theory, remember TH, theory. Dinosaur, dinossauro, dinosaur, almost the same. Then worm will be verme, almost the same there in English, a mesma raiz. And then et al. Now, some of you know this. Et al is mesmo negativo e 0%. I don't like Gilo at all. 0%. I don't like Gilo. I will never eat Gilo. Sorry if it's for some of you parents. Your children are listening. I'm sorry, but I will. Gilo, horrible. I don't like Gilo at all. 0%. Não, nenhuma. 1%. No, 0% at all. I don't like Gilo at all. Então, then size is tamanho. And then we have digestive. Now, the verb is digest, and that's the digerir in Portuguese. So digestive, digestivo. And then tonight I want to look at dimensions or size. Remember, size is tamanho. How big is, in geral, I can ask, how big is your house? How big is Brazil or São Paulo, the state of São Paulo? Or how big is your dog? So we can ask any of these questions. In geral, how big is something? And then the adjective form, high, alto, I can ask how tall. Qual alto, então, how tall. How long, now long is longo, but how long is the computer? How long is the desk? And then we have wide, right? Actually, long is here, and wide is largo. How wide is the Dutra? The Dutra is 6 faixas, 6 lanes. How wide? And then the substantivo, the form of height, length, comprimento, and then width, largura. So remember my height, so altura is 1.92 centímetros. Então, so length, comprimento, and width, largura. Of course, everything changes with perspective. All right. Now, some of you may know this singer. His name is Ray Charles. He was very famous 50 years ago. He was famous until he died about 15 years ago. Very famous, extremely famous. And he was blind almost all his life. You can see that, his eyes are closed. He can't see. So he was blind. And why was he blind? Well, he looked at the sun. Now, all your parents told you, don't look at the sun. You'll be blind. When he was a young boy, I believe he was 3 years old when that happened. So he can't remember. He remembers seeing things, but he doesn't know what they are. He has memories, or he had memories. All right. What many people don't know is that he invented the game of basketball. He inventou. Did you know that? He invented the game of basketball. Everything from the size and material of the ball, tamanho, circunferência, área, all those things. From the size and the material of the ball, there's a ball spinning. That's not me, as you know. But to the height of the basket. Now, basketball, they used 2 baskets, cestas. So the height, how high is the basket, you ask? The basket is 10 feet. In English, that's 10 feet. Now, it's almost 10 meters. It's about 10 meters, or 3 meters, I'm sorry. Actually, it's a little more than 3 meters, just a little more than 3 meters. So this will give you an idea how high 10 feet is. And down here we go. Oh, look at that. Who is that superstar? I can't believe it. He's famous now. He's on my live, so that's a famous basketball superstar. Who can it be? Então, is that incredible to you? You know this word incrível? Of course it's incredible. How can you invent basketball? How can Ray Charles invent basketball that he doesn't know anything about? How can you invent something you know nothing about? Something, alguma coisa, and then nothing, nada. So he knows nothing about basketball, but he invented it. Now we must know the final result in order to invent something. So if we want to invent something, we have an idea. There are a few accidents that happen, but we have this idea where we want to go. I want to invent an airplane. I want to fly. Okay, so I build an airplane. So that's how we invent things. We must know the final result, or at least an idea. So we can't invent a computer, for example, until we know what a computer is or what a computer can do. We just don't sit down and put parts together and build hey, here's this computer. I don't know what it is, but maybe we can use it. Então, so at least we have an idea what it is. Então, now in math and science, you know these words, my students will know this. These mathematica, science, ciência. If something is not always true, it needs to be always true. If not, it is always, sempre, false. It needs to be always true. So a theory needs to be true all the time. Now, the problem is we need tests for theories, but that's for another day. So if my theory is proven wrong, whoops, I forgot the brackets. So that is terceira coluna, prove, provar, I believe, provar. And there's another word for prove that you use, and I don't remember what it is. If my theory is proven wrong just once, then it is always false. And that theory will always be false. There are no exceptions. So, então, so prove is provar and comprovar. Comprovar, that's right. So if my theory is proven, comprovado, errado, if it's proven wrong only once, then it is always false. It's not even a theory. It's just bad science, bad idea. It's a bad idea, not science. It's a bad idea. Então, now if the Bible isn't true once, uma vez, if the Bible isn't true once, then it is always false. And it is just a religion. It is not true. Remember, science and religion really have the same goal, objetivo. So then it is always false. It isn't true at all. 0%, not 1%. It can be true 1% of the time, but as a religion, if it says it's as a religion, it's not true. Então, however, the Bible was written according to different perspectives, perspectivas diferentes, and that's where most of the problems come in. And it's funny how people say there's problems with the Bible, and it's because of most of the problems are from different perspectives. Então, and for different purposes. That's right. So God has a purpose for in the Bible. Então, purpose, proposito. Então, there is no confusing Genesis 1:1, the first verse in the Bible. Everybody knows this. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. In the beginning, no inicio. And there's your gerund, two gerunds here. We can't confuse. There is no. Now, no is a thing. Is a quantidade, falta de quantidade. So confusing needs to be a thing. Remember, gerunds are not verbs. So confusing is a thing. So in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. In the beginning. Was anybody there at the time of creation? Was anybody there? Do we have video? Surely we have video. Podcasts. I'm sure there's a podcast going on sometime. So we have no evidence, no proof. Nenhuma prova. Of course not. We don't have anything. All we have are those 7 words given, dada, to us by God. Here's the voz passiva. All we have are these 7 words. God created the heavens and the earth. Now remember, heavens and the earth is an idiom. It's an expression for everything. God created everything in Hebrew, hebraico. God created everything, absolutely everything. Então, how old is the earth? How old is the earth? We learn different things. Now, some people say the world was created on October 23rd, 4004 BC. They have an exact date. They had a calendar, apparently. They found somebody's iPhone, said God created the world on this date. Now, last Friday, by the way, was the birthday of the world, mundo. So last Friday, today is the 25th. So 2 days ago, the birthday anniversary of the world. The world is 6,024 years old. And in a few years, I will be 1% of the age of the earth. When I'm 60,2 years old, 24, I will be 1% of the age of the world, or at least until. So happy birthday, world. Let's all celebrate the world's birthday 2 days ago. Happy birthday. Feliz aniversario. Now, the world keeps getting older and older. When I was in high school, you know this, high school, Ensino Medio, the world was 2.2 billion years old. Now it is 4.6 billion years old. One of two things has happened. Either science is getting better. Now remember, we've looked at this word either. Either is também negativo. I like bananas too. It's positive. You like bananas? I like bananas too. You don't like gelo? I don't like gelo either. So it's a negative. Também negativo. Or it's an option of two things. Only one or the other. O outro. It can't be entre, between. O outro. Exclusivas, I believe. You say that? So either science is getting better, or I went to high school a long time ago. 2.4 billion years ago. So it was 2.2 billion when I was in high school, and now it's 4.6. So something has changed here. Actually, there's another reason. We will look at this in a few minutes. But I wanted to say something about my personal story. I went to high school 2.4 billion years ago. But when I was in high school, I believed in evolution. that's all they taught me. Nobody taught me creation, really. It's a strange but true. Nobody taught me creation. I heard of Adam and Eve. I didn't go to church, so I knew about these things, but I didn't know the difference between creation and evolution. But everybody learned about the dinosaurs. Everybody. And they were millions of years old. This happened millions of years ago. Oh, so hey, my teachers, it's in school. It must be true. This has to be true. They teach this to me. But anything can happen in millions and billions of years, or billions of years. And that's why they teach this about evolution. Everything is old, old, old. Então, then I went to college. As you know, college, faculdade. I went to college. What did I learn? I studied geology. Enjoyed it. Loved geology. But here I learned the specifics of evolution. And this is where it became a problem. And I discovered we need more faith to believe in evolution than creation. Absolutely. We need more faith because it's just impossible. Então, we will, maybe. Então, we need more faith to believe in evolution. My problem with evolution, nothing plus nobody created everything. Okay, I get it. No, I don't. That's why I had a problem. Now, how can something come from nothing? We will look at this. And it's not only the origin of the universe, but also with evolution. How can we create a brain, vision? And so the changes that have taken place, now there's the terceira coluna, tempo perfeito, started in the past and continues to today, according to evolutionists. Now, evolution needs billions of years. They need billions of years. Anything can happen. They need to explain evolution in billions of years. Obviously, we can't see evolution today. It's impossible. For a reason, it's impossible. So we have the correct conditions for evolution, but nothing evolves. Evoluir. Good luck, Pedro. So anything can happen in billions of years. Então, so more vocabulary. Sorry, guys, we need this vocabulary. Now, sound is a strange word. Sound is som, can be som. But as a verb, it can be soar ou parecer. And we'll look at this in a few minutes. Parecer, it's crazy. It is crazy, actually. Então, debater, the same word, basically. Itch. Now, itch is going to be a strange one, because technically it is not coçar. It is this is itch, but technically the itch is the coceira, the thing that I have to coçar. But with time, in English, that word coçar should be scratch. And the itch is the objecto. So the verb is scratch the itch. But we have itch the scratch, tanto faz. So itch or scratch, it's not important. But we also have the word ansiar por. I am itching. I'm ansioso. Something good. So I'm itching to play soccer tomorrow. I'm itching to play in the World Cup. Brazil asked me, and I was itching to go. So I'm anxious for something, but it's a good thing. I can't wait. It's something that you want to do a lot. Então, eager is ansioso also as a adjetivo. It's usually something you're eager to cumprir or realizar something. So I'm eager to learn in the job interviews, entrevistas, emprego. I'm eager to learn. I'm eager to get started here in the company and contribuir. So again, we'll look at those in a few minutes. Fable, conto de fada. I hope I spelled that right. Fable, conto de fada. Actually, we'll look at that in a few minutes. And then I is olho. And then worm, verme, almost the same. And crazy is local. Everybody knows this, but I need to double check. All right, here is a conversation between two worms. A recorded conversation somebody took on their iPhone. All right, it took place, aconteceu, 2 billion years ago. 2 billion years ago. What did they say? Hey, one worm said to the other, hey, I can't see anything. The other worm said, me too. Let's invent vision. So vamos inventar visão. Let's invent vision. Okay, but what is vision? Remember, if you want vision, you need to know what vision is. You can't invent vision until you know what it is. We know what vision is because we can see. So, but welcome to the evolution debate. I don't know either, but let's try. So either, também negativo. I don't know either, but let's try. How many eyes do you want the kids to have? Okay, what is an eye? How can you invent vision with eyes and you don't know what vision is, or the eyes are? You don't know what light is. Light, luz. How do you know what that is? So how many eyes do you want the kids to have? Well, I think 2 is enough. So apparently these worms were married and they had children. So I think 2 eyes is enough. Now, as you know, como você sabe, as you know, this is impossible. It's just impossible. You cannot invent something. As I mentioned earlier, como eu mencionei, in order for evolution to work. Now, there is in order, in ordem. Now, there is a sequence, sequencia. Now, last week I mentioned in order to. This is para. In order to buy bananas, you need money. Sequencia. You can't buy bananas without money. So in order to buy bananas, you need money. But here is in order for. So para can be 2 or 4, remember. So in order to buy, now here's in order for, and then an object, objeto, evolution. In order for evolution to work. So in order for evolution to work, we must be born, remember born, nacer, with all the components for evolution. We need these components before, not after. You can't give them to me. It's impossible. You must be born. Let's take a look at the eye. Remember the vision. Well, here we go. There's the eye. And our eyes have 6 components, the vision. And without any of them, we can't see anything. So how did we get the vision? I don't know. The 2 worms, they gave them to us 2 billion years ago. Then now we have the stomach. What came first? The stomach or the stomach acid? Ácido or estômago? No, that's a good question. The stomach without stomach acid is useless. Remember, less means menos O como sufixo. Less means sem. So sem utilização, sem uso, or you know this as inútil. The stomach without stomach acid, sem ácido, is inútil, useless. Stomach acid without the stomach is fatal. So what came first, the stomach or the stomach acid? It's crazy. In order for, here it is, the stomach, there's the object. In order for the stomach to evolve, we need an entire digestive system. There's the word entire. We looked at this, I believe, 3 weeks ago. Inteiro. Digestive system. Sistema de digestão, you would say, I believe, in Portuguese. Inteiro. Not just one part. You can't develop the stomach. You need the mouth, the intestines, and the cardiovascular system. So you need blood, sangue, to go to the stomach. So you can't just develop a stomach. Hey, I'm going to put a stomach here, a stomaco. My stomaco, let's put it here. Can't do that. It doesn't happen. So we need an entire digestive system, cardiovascular system, aspiração, all these things, all the systems, etc. Same thing. So does evolution sound crazy? Now there's that word sound. Soar or aparecer? I believe this case it means aparecer. It sounds crazy, local. Aparece loco. To you, does evolution sound crazy to you? In school, no. Oh, the dinosaurs, this happened, that happened. The first went from, and then the dinosaurs, first there were chickens, then dinosaurs, then we've seen the pictures everybody has. In school, it looks good. But when you take a closer look, mais perto, take a look. Toma olhada mais perto, take a closer look. Sure it does. It sounds crazy. And it really does sound crazy. How can you invent something you know nothing about? You need to know the end result. We don't know what light is. We don't know. We can't invent vision. Então, other things that sound crazy. Here's some other things. So, I am the King of England. Does that sound crazy to anybody? Well, please don't send a comment. Let's go to Cidade Tiradentes with a lot of money. Let's go to Cidade Tiradentes with a lot of money. Hey, that's a great idea. No, Pedro, that sounds crazy. There are good prices on Black Friday. So next month, everybody will go crazy for one day and then discover these prices aren't very good. So there are good prices on Black Friday. I don't think so. In 2 countries, United States and Brazil. Então, I haven't seen any corruption. Doesn't exist in Brazil. That sounds crazy, Pedro. We know it exists here. Então, one more. I didn't see any cats. I watched Rei do Gato and I didn't see any cats on Rei do Gato. Então, that sounds crazy. Why did they call it Rei do Gato? And I didn't see any cats. All right. Now, there is one small problem for all of us. We will never be able to prove creation. Remember, able is capaz. We will never be able to prove creation. Provar, comprovar, or evolution. We can't prove it. This is a question of faith. Only faith. It's all faith. But which faith? Which faith? Well, it starts with one verse. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now, most evolutionists have the same problem. They start with or start from hating God. And they do. Richard Dawkins and some of the other evolutionists, they just hate God. And then they let their religion drive their science. Now, here's the word drive, dirigir. In Portuguese, I see this a lot. So it's the same in Portuguese. So they deixam their religion, ateus, drive their science. They're atheists. And they do not want to be held accountable. Held accountable, I think I put that in the first section. Hold accountable is to responsabilizar. But held accountable means that you are responsible for something. And here, held accountable, if it succeeds, tem sucesso, you are responsible. You will be rewarded. Remember, reward, recompensar. If you are not successful, then you will be punished, punir. So you are held accountable for the resultados. And here, these creationists or these evolutionists don't want to be held accountable for their actions. So, that's why the world is 4.6 billion years old, because their religion is driving their science. Anything can happen. I think I'll say this 3 times tonight. Anything can happen in 4.6 billion years old, in 4.6 billion years. The cell is incredibly complex. It is a miracle. Here we go. I put it on this page also. It can happen. And there's one cell or series and with billions of years. And for one cell, cellular, to develop is a miracle. So if evolution is true, it is a complete miracle that one cell. It is incredibly complex. Incrivelmente complexo. Então, it is just for one. And then we have everything, the world around us, when it is almost impossible for just the cell. Now, creation and science are not at war. War is guerra. We are not at war with science. And religion is the search for truth, really. And if it's proven false, then it's all false. So it's a different truth, obviously, but it's all the truth. Things that we can't really explain. But here, the truth was given to us. Here, there's voz passiva, the truth, a verdade was given to us. And something about Richard Dawkins, I mentioned his name. Again, he's a famous evolutionist. He does not debate. There's that verb debate, debater. Creationists, why not? He said they always come prepared, preparado. And it's not easy. He wants somebody that's easy, but he never wins the debate. Nobody will win. That's the problem. What is the process? Nobody will ever know the truth scientifically, entirely. Neste mundo. Nobody will ever, remember, ever, até mesmo, or até mesmo. Nobody will ever know the truth entirely. Neste mundo. It's impossible. We will never be able. There's never, nunca, be able, capaz, to prove creation. We will never be able to prove evolution. Capaz, to prove evolution. This will always be a question of faith. Remember, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And this is always as God has planned. As como Deus tem planejado. everything depends on faith. We will never receive 100% truth on anything, on the origin of the universe. But evolution requires, hey, Caddy, more faith. We need more faith to be an evolutionist. Than a creationist. Anyhow, now 2 Timothy 4:3-4. What does he say? Paul wrote, the time is coming when people won't listen. Now, won't is, is a contraction. Contraction, will not listen to good teaching. Gerundio. So good teaching, ensinamento. So people will not listen to good teaching. Instead, aún vez, they will look for teachers who will please them. Now, please is agradar. It will please them by telling them only what they are itching to hear. And this is the problem we have today. That people will look. This is not he's talking about people in general. Will look for teachers who will please them by telling them only what they are itching to hear. Only saw. And why the people will always look. Since Aaron and Moses was on the mountain, Aaron, he went with the golden calf. They're always looking for something different. So this will always, the only thing that changes here is the teachers who will please them by telling them only what they're itching. Oh, I want to know something new, something different. This is where the problem is. It's not the problem is with the people, yes, but in the time is coming when the teachers will tell them what they're itching to hear, not the truth, but these people are itching, ansioso, to hear. They want to hear these new things. Welcome to the age of YouTube, and we're on YouTube. All right, so they will turn from the truth. They will turn from the truth, and eagerly listen to fables. There's that word eager. Remember, eager, ansiosamente. So they're eager to listen. They want to realizar or cumprir alguma coisa that they want to cumprir. I'm eager to go to the beach. So I'm not eager to work tomorrow. So anyhow, so they will turn from the truth and eagerly listen to fables. Now, fable is another word for mito in Portuguese, and a myth. Now, myth is just a story in Greek, I understand. So it can be anything that's not true. It's any story. I can create a mito today, right now, tell you a story about my neighbor. So it'll be a fable, according a conto de fada, is probably the best way to say it. Listen to fables, the canto de fada. This is not true, and that's what we're seeing with this evolution debate. Now, does that sound like today? Absolutely. This word, absolutamente. Absolutely. That's why people leave the church. Like Adam, just like today, they're itching to hear. But more importantly, that I want to do what I want to do. I don't want to be held accountable to God for my actions. I want to have all these good things, do whatever I want to do, and God can't tell me. So the theory of evolution is the escape. Escapamento, I think, is the word. It lets people escape. It gives people that, well, I want all these things. God doesn't want me to have them. So let's believe in evolution, and we can do all these things. That's many of the evolutionists say the same thing. So I don't have time to include those. So Pedro, how old is the Earth? After all this, how old is the Earth? I have no idea. I don't know. We will never know. After studying everything, there's the gerundio after the preposition, after studying everything. Whoops, I forgot to put that in red. I believe it is not billions of years old or millions of years old. If you want, I can send pictures, but I don't have time here. It is a lot younger than we thought. It is a lot younger than we thought. Que nos pensamos. Much younger. And someday I will include the reasons. Not anytime soon. But remember, civilization only started about 6,000 years ago. Now we have evidence, but really the first civilization started 6,000 years ago. So, então, how old is the Earth? Anywhere from 6,000 to really to a long time ago. But it's closer, I believe it's closer to 6,000 years. If you start believing in creation, then, or an evolution, there's other problems. Why then, if we are the result of evolution, then there is no need for Jesus, who died for our sins, because Adam passed sin to all of man, all men and women. If Adam wasn't created and sinned, then the rest is false. Remember, if one part is false, then all of it is false. And many people want to look at this evolution versus creation, and they will believe evolution, and they will eventually leave the church. So, this faith isn't for everybody, but it is true. Again, we will look at that more in a later date. Então, I'm not going to fix this problem tonight. Então, we will stop here tonight, everybody. And how does that sound? Como é? What do you think? O que você acha? How does that sound? There's a word sound, suar. What? But how does that sound? We'll stop here. Good night, everybody. And next week we will take a look at different look at things next week. So I hope everybody can watch next week. See you next week on Sunday. If you're not one of my students, if you are, see you during the week, durante a semana. Thanks for coming tonight. It's a great night, of course, to do many things, except watch the live tonight. So again, have a good week, everybody. Good night.